In today's video, there were greater forces working against us today. I unboxed a murder mystery package from this website I found, Dark Creations. I opened up the package, and it seemed like the world was conspiring against me. Cameras overheating, sound not working, just one thing after the next. But I got through the video, and I really hope you guys enjoy this one, because somebody who subscribes to the Kleaver Klothing Patreon is going to win the item that I just unveiled towards the end of this video. So make sure you subscribe to the Kleaver Klothing Patreon. Follow me on Instagram at Derek Dillon 666, and if you're not already doing it, follow Kleaver Klothing on Instagram at Kleaver Klothing, and make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take a look at what we got in store for you on today's video. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Kleaver Klothing YouTube channel. I'm Derek Dillon from the band Dead Things, and you probably recognize me from the Kleaver Klothing bullshit that we put out into the ether. On our last video, if you saw it, we ordered a mystery package from this website called Dark Memorabilia, and I got it in the mail. I'm gonna open this package here in a second, and what I plan on doing is I want to give away the contents to one of you who subscribed to the Kleaver Klothing Patreon. I'm going to put that link in the YouTube bio, or the YouTube description, I should say. And somebody who subscribes to the Kleaver Patreon will win the contents of this mystery package. When we were recording that video, Josh was getting a ticket. There was some drama that ensued, so make sure you go and check out the part 1 of this video before getting all the way through to this one. I have a pair of scissors over here that I'm going to begin opening this mystery package. So it came in an envelope. I thought it was going to be a mystery box. It was the $100 option. They had options all the way up to $500, and since it was my first time ordering, I figured I would start with the cheapest one. Not open this like a complete spaz. Okay. Yeah, so it came in an envelope. Okay, try and gently move the contents without destroying it. It's only one item. Okay, so it was advertised as one or more items, so I guess I just got one. It was $100. Get this out of the way. It's a drawing. It might be a self-portrait. It's a man with glasses, and it says, "In the winter, I grow a beard. In the summer, I'm clean-shaved." This is a self-portrait of Haddon J. Clark. Do we know who Haddon J. Clark is? Yeah, let's look up Haddon J. Clark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick second, read a little bit about this person that we have obtained a self-portrait of. So I decided to pull up the Wikipedia on the person in this portrait. So it wasn't Haddon J. Clark, it was Haddon I. Clark. And this guy was known as the cross-dressing cannibal, as well as the Rockville Rocket. Yeah, he's serving 2 30-year sentences in Westover, Maryland, for the murders of a 6-year-old Michelle Dorr in 1986 and 23-year-old Laura. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. He was also giving a 10-year sentence for robbery after stealing from a former landlord. So what we have here is a serial killer decided to make a self-portrait of himself and explain when he grows a beard, when he is clean-shaven. It has, I guess, his inmate number. It says Eastern Correctional Institution, 24th of October, 2020. So, on May 31st, 1986, Clark was ordered by his brother to move out the latter homes in Springfield, Maryland. Michelle Dorr, a 6-year-old friend of his niece, came over looking for her. Clark took her up to an upstairs room and stabbed Michelle to death. Clark then drank some of her blood and stuffed her in a duffel bag. He buried her 12 miles away. So what we're learning about this guy is he was definitely mentally disturbed, and that one murder wasn't enough. He buried the 6-year-old girl 12 miles away, And then he seems dormant until October of '92, where he kills 23-year-old Laura. Sorry, not going to say that last name because I don't want to mispronounce it. Clark was working as a gardener for Laura's mother, Penny, when she accused him of stealing tools from her backyard shed. So the Wikipedia article proceeds to say that Clark entered the house through the back door, then stabbed Laura to death in her bedroom with a kitchen knife, and suffocated her with a pillow. But that wasn't enough for Clark. So after he stabs her, suffocates her, he carried her body in a bedsheet through a wooded area, buried her a half-mile away. After looking at Clark's Wikipedia, I'm starting to get chills because I'm realizing that what I have in front of me that one of you guys are gonna own is a self-portrait of a full-fledged murderer and alleged serial killer. He was only charged for 2 murders and the robbery, but looking at his Wikipedia page further, Clark also confessed to murdering dozens of people starting as a teenager in 2004. He ended up sending a letter claiming he had killed an unidentified woman in Cape Cod, Massachusetts in 1974, known as the Lady of Dunes. Clark explained that he buried the evidence from the crime in his grandfather's garden, and he knew the woman's identity, but was not going to tell authorities because he claimed they mistreated him. As he has paranoid schizophrenia, the police doubt the accuracy of this confession. It's one thing to be a murderer and actually kill people. It's a whole other level of psychopathy when you start confessing to more murders. And you must really be crazy if you get charged with murder, convicted of murder, and then police do not believe that you murdered additional people. I'd really like to have a talk with this police station, because what's he got to gain from lying? If he's saying he murdered dozens of people, I don't think it's like when you ask a guy how many people they've taken to bed and they tell you a number and the number's actually half that. Even if we applied that same rule to Clark's murders and his confession, so he's saying he killed a dozen people, there's 2 confirmed, right? So if we do adult math here, dozen, so let's call it 14, so he's probably really killed 7 people. And the feeling I have holding this portrait, knowing that this guy took a pencil to a piece of paper in a jail where he was probably surrounded by a lot of very scary criminals, only to have this shipped to my door. It's a very jarring feeling, and I hope that when one of you guys receive this self-portrait of Clark in the mail, or Haddon Clark, whatever his name is, either way, the guy's a sick bastard. When you receive his self-portrait in the mail, I hope it brings you creepy, awful feelings, knowing that you are housing a self-portrait of an actual serial killer. Now that we got through that, all you have to do is click the link in the description below, subscribe to the Kleaver Klothing Patreon, and you just might be selected to take this self-portrait home to your house, where you could enjoy it, you could have it as a conversation piece on your table, you could burn it. I don't care what you do with it. The wife is going to want me to get it out of the house as soon as possible. So do me a favor, sign up for the Kleaver Klothing Patreon. We got tiers from $3, $6, all the way up to $13 if you want to get 13% off your orders at salem666.com. It's actually a really cool thing that we do when you subscribe to the $13 tier. You get 13% off every single order you place at salem666.com for the lifetime of your subscription to the Patreon. Now, with that being said, I'm going to leave you sick fucks with this. Peace, love, and Haddon Irving Clark.